According to the United Nations, current estimates are that nearly 690 million people are hungry. Extreme hunger and malnutrition remain a huge barrier to development in many countries. With more than 250 million people potentially at the brink of starvation, swift action needs to be taken to provide food and humanitarian relief to the most at-risk regions if the world is to achieve zero hunger by 2030. This is why some secondary school students of the Methodist Girls High School, Lagos, embarked on a project to contribute to the Sustainable Development Goals number 2 of achieving zero hunger. The presentation by the SDG students had a panel session and drama skit that highlighted some of the issues regarding hunger and ways to eradicate it.
It is not just the lack of access to food, but the lack of access to food that contain the right nutrients. Hunger can come in different forms like malnutrition, ulcers, starvation, which can sometimes lead to death.
Causes of hunger are poverty. This is the main cause of hunger. Another cause of hunger is job instability. People lack jobs or they have jobs that pay too little. And if jobs don't pay well, people will be able to provide enough food for themselves and their family, which may lead to starvation. Poor infrastructure. This causes hunger by making it difficult to transport food to areas which there are shortages. War and conflict is a very, very bad cause of hunger. A perfect example is the NSAS protest. During the NSAS protest, markets and food were destroyed. People couldn't go out to get food for themselves and they couldn't provide food for their families to eat. Another perfect example is the Fulani herdsmen. The Fulani herdsmen attack the farm fields and farmers are really, really affected because that is like their main source of food to eat. So if their farmlands are destroyed, they won't be able to provide enough food to eat.
Ways of reducing hunger by donating food to others. Hunger can also be the lack of good nutrients in food. That's why some people have hunger deficiencies such as kwashiorkor or even if they eat. So you should make nutrition your first priority so that deficiencies won't come your way. Then we should reduce wastage of food. People out there are really hungry and some people are just wasting their food, throwing it away. We should always have the mind of buying what we can finish and we should have good storage facilities so they won't spoil and we won't have to throw them away. We have to have interest in agriculture. When we have interest in farming and crop planting, we can have more food to eat. And if it goes a long way, we can sell it to others, have income and buy more food.
There are different ways by which we as individuals can help others to eradicate hunger. By showing love and empathy to people that we see around us, like the strangers and the beggars that we see on the road. You don't wait till you have enough before you give. You give the little that you have and God will provide what you need. You can also give to the orphanages. Those are the orphanage homes, which are the orphans. They don't have enough to take. They are not provided with the things that you have. So you can give to them little that you have.
This ends how we can create and eradicate hunger in Nigeria. Thank you.
I have a passion of raising girls with critical thinking, girls that will be able to solve problems, girls that will not only be in the kitchen, but that will always be in forefront. Methodist Girls, as name implies, is a single-sex school. So my passion is to have a girl of substance. So that is actually what brought me into encouraging my girls to participate in sustainable developmental goals. And as we said in our presentation, this is just a small tip of our project. We're actually planning to make it big. We want to have a website where we'll be able to help the hungry around us.
We took time to educate the JSS girls on hunger and how to eradicate hunger. Being in this project, I've been able to understand that we should always help people in need and we should not waste food because other people are hungry on the road. So we should not just misuse our opportunity by wasting food and we should try to minimize our cost of buying too much food. We should just buy the one that we want.
I anchored the session of the parliament that talked about causes of hunger and how to eradicate hunger. My advice for every young one out there is that they should help anyone with little or no amount of money. So that the hunger that everyone is suffering from or the poor is suffering from, so they will not expand and create a more disastrous or chaotic society.
As the technical coordinator, we were able to create pictures using Pixel Lab, a video for thanking the UN for this opportunity using InShot, and we are also planning to develop a website whereby people can donate to help feed people. This project has also taught us that no matter how little we have, we should always donate to the hungry, because people out there also need food and also have a privilege of having what we have.
The story begins with three beggars by the roadside begging.
Buy butter bread, sweet butter bread.
5 students of the Babcock University passed by in 2 groups. One of the first group decides to give alms to the beggars, but the second group refused to give alms to the beggars.
Why are you giving them money? What are you doing? Why are you giving them money? Let's give them. They don't know we can eat for club like that. No. They don't need it. We should give them. Let's give them.
Few days later, the 2 students decide to visit the beggars to familiarize with them. The beggars decided to take the 2 students to where they live. Upon realizing to where they live, the students found out that their place of residence wasn't good enough and it wasn't conducive for them to live there. So they decided to go meet their parents and discuss with their parents, who provided a place of residence for them to live and took care of their feeding and clothing. This is the end of my story. Thank you.
Once again, we thank you all for being part of our project. As we said, this is just the beginning of our big project. We are actually planning to build a website where we'll be doing food donation for the hungry. What we are saying is zero hunger.